Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to take you through a 10-minute morning yoga stretch, focusing especially on your shoulders. So a great way to release tension and open up some space through shoulders, upper back, and a little through your chest as well. We are going to use some blocks for our practice today, so do make sure you have 2 of them close by. This is also day 25 of the 30-day morning yoga movement. So congratulations to those of you who've made it this far out. If you're not really sure what this challenge is all about, you can just click the link down below in the description box to sign up for yourself. You can start at absolutely any time, and you can also watch the day 0 video for even more information. Otherwise, let's just go ahead and begin. We're going to take a variation of child's pose that's a little bit more active. So your big toes come together, bring your knees as wide as you would like them to be. And instead of resting the hands flat, because we're working on shoulders and arms a little bit more, stay up high onto your fingertips so that your elbows are not touching the mat. And then you can drop your forehead down towards the floor. And really still think of rolling your shoulders down and away from your ears. Every day we work with a different affirmation. And our affirmation today is, I choose kindness and compassion. I choose kindness and compassion. And take 3 more deep breaths here. Keep your arms active, almost as if you're trying to push your shoulders down towards the floor. I choose kindness and compassion. And go ahead and relax your arms and just feel how different the child's pose is. And you can start to walk your hands so that you're lifting your chest up, and grab a hold of one block. I'm just going to keep sitting on my heels. If that's not comfortable to you, you can just sit cross-legged. Doesn't really matter what the lower body is doing too much. You're going to grab a hold of one block and place it in between your palms and reach it out in front of you and really push your hands into the block. All you're going to do is shoulder retraction and protraction. So squeeze as you draw the shoulder blades back and then push out as much as you can. And that's all you're going to do. So it's a very small, subtle movement, but a great way to strengthen our shoulders and to also work on mobility and keeping our shoulders really healthy. So as much as possible, keep pushing into your block and keep it up at shoulder height, and try not to bend your elbows. So just take about 3 more here, squeezing it back and reaching it forward. You might find this easier in one shoulder than in the other. And now let's go ahead and reach the block all the way up to the sky. Notice how your chest probably wants to move out. Draw the ribs in and then go ahead and bend your elbows so you can kind of bring the block towards the back of your head, but try to reach your elbows up as high as you can while also keeping the floating ribs down. Push into your block. And go ahead and straighten your arms and just bring your forearms down on the floor, still holding onto your block, and step the feet back. So you're in your forearm plank, just a little bit of strength here. Really push, push, push into that block as much as you possibly can. Reach out long and lower down, toes point back, hips come to the floor. You can move your block off to the side, Sphinx pose. And exhale, let's release down, press up into your first downward facing dog. From our downward dog, go ahead and reach your right leg up to the sky, bend your knee, open up your hip, get a big stretch here. And we'll step that foot through. Step the foot a little bit closer towards your right hand, not quite centered, and let your left heel come down to the floor, just so you have a little bit more stability in the pose as you reach your arms up towards the sky. And we're going to take a variation of archer arms here. So go ahead and bend your right elbow, and you might just use your left hand to push that elbow back. There's already a lot going on here, so don't feel like you have to go further, but if you'd like, you can also reach back with your left hand and see if you can interlace your fingers behind your upper back, somewhere between the shoulder blades. And we're trying to push that right elbow up and roll the left shoulder down while keeping the floating ribs in. Sink down a tiny bit lower. And go ahead and straighten your front leg and bring your back foot in a couple inches. As you inhale, lift and lengthen. And exhale, start to tilt forward. We're not here for very long. Push all the way back up. Release the hands, interlace your fingers behind your lower back and step forward to the top of the mat. Feet are hip-width distance apart. Roll your shoulders back, bend your elbows and bring your thumbs towards your tailbone as you squeeze your elbows towards one another. And then bend your knees generously and then maybe start to lift your knuckles off of your lower back. But see if you can keep your elbows bent for this one. Big breath in here. Let's carefully release the hands down to the floor. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plant your palms, find your plank pose. Inhale, lower all the way down to your belly. Inhale, cobra, really emphasize the openness through your shoulders, through your chest. Exhale, release, downward facing dog, and we'll find that sequence on the second side. Curling tailbone up to the sky. Let's reach our left leg up. Bend your left knee, open up your hip. And warrior one, a little bit of a wider stance just to help with balance here. Plant that right heel down to the floor and go ahead and lift up. Finding your archer arms here. First option is to just bend your left elbow and use your right hand to push that elbow up a little more. Or you can always reach back with your right hand and maybe interlace your fingers, holding on to whatever you can grab a hold of. Keep your chest down so it's not puffing forward. And let's straighten that front leg. Bring your back foot in a couple inches and start to tilt forward. Getting a little deeper into those shoulders. Push into the feet, come all the way back up, and let's very carefully release. Interlace your fingers behind you as you step forward. So hold on the more unusual way, so you have your other thumb on top this time. Just like before, roll the shoulders back, bend your elbows, bring your thumbs to your tailbone, and then fold forward. Really emphasize a releasing of the neck and moving your shoulders away from your ears. So don't let it shorten and compress. One more full breath and release the hands down. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, plank pose. Exhale, lower. Inhale, cobra. And let's just press back onto hands and knees this time. Grab a hold of both blocks and we're going to take a deeper variation of puppy pose coming onto the blocks. So if you find that it's too much at home, just do this without blocks. But otherwise, we're going to keep hips over our knees and bring your elbows down on the blocks. Keep them about shoulder width distance apart or so. Press your hands together. And as you relax head and shoulders, you can start to reach your thumbs towards your head, towards your neck. And your head may touch the floor, it might not. If this feels way too intense, remove the blocks and just do this on the floor. Taking 5 full deep breaths here. Go slowly out of this pose, straightening the arms and pushing in to lift up. And it might feel good just to take a little cat pose as you round in before releasing and come to take a seat. You can move your props out of the way and sit in any way that feels good here. And just notice the effects of this practice on your shoulders, your chest, your upper back, wherever you feel this the most. A really great morning practice to do especially if you know you'll be sitting at a desk for a long time. We'll bring our hands together at the front of the heart, connecting back to this affirmation. I choose kindness and compassion. And allowing this affirmation to guide you throughout the day. We'll close with a breath in through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhale. Bowing forward. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for doing this practice with me. I hope you feel the relief in your shoulders and upper body. Let me know by leaving me a comment below, and also, of course, subscribing to my channel. You can use the hashtag Good Morning so I know that you're part of this morning yoga movement. Thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow. You are not done yet. I would love for you to click on this video right here to do a 5-minute guided affirmation meditation. Also, click the link down below right here in order to be notified of every new video that I release, part of this morning yoga movement. Thank you again, and I'll see you tomorrow.